students, welcome to lesson 2 of last week, week 6 in the term 3. When you can revise previous lesson, generally in previous section you have learned it, or we have learned it about the inclusive characteristics of phylum Porifera or sponges, which are simplest invertebrates, non-movable in their adult stage and they are movable in young stage. They do have a hollow filter feeders, and also they are pore-bearing animals without body symmetry and body cavity. Mainly they found in aquatic marine environment. Secondly, we discussed about phylum Coelenterata. Phylum Coelenterata, or they are called Cnidarians. They are some very poisonous ones and exceptional beautiful creatures. The organs of these members have tentacles in order to capture the food, to poison the prey, and they live in aquatic marine environment. They have only one opening, which is mouth without body cavity. They are called acoelomates, what have been discussed in yesterday's lesson. Thirdly, we discussed about phylum Platyhelminthes or flatworms. They are flatworms and hermaphrodites, organs having both sex. They are hermaphrodite without body cavity. They are acoelomates and they are bilaterally symmetric. The best examples are tipo. Finally, we discussed about phylum Nematoda or roundworms. Those are numerous invertebrates, which means large in number in the world in a given habitat. They have two openings, the mouth and anus, which is complete digestive system, and they are bilaterally symmetric without true body cavity, or they are pseudocoelomates. The best examples where these group members are scarce. When I discuss today's lesson, today we are going to discuss about again kingdom Animalia, the phylum Invertebrate continues. They are to be continued. The learning objective is, by the end of this section, you should be able to explain the main feature of animals with their examples. When it comes to the lesson of this part, the fifth one is phylum Annelida. They are earthworms. They have a segmental body, have a closed circulatory system. They do have also a complete digestive system. The members of this groups have gas exchanges occur by gill and nepentral excretory system. They are also hermaphroditic organisms, organs having both sex. They have a bristle-like structure, setae or chetae, for movement. They live in moist soil and water, which means that their habitat is both aquatic and terrestrial. They are used to maintain soil fertility. They are bilaterally symmetric and triploplastic. They have true body cavity, means that they are coelomates. Examples were earthworm, leech, and Furudo species. The phylum Annelida members, they look like these mainly structures, which are worms. The sixth phylum is of invertebrate is phylum Mollusca. The phylum contains the most intelligent invertebrates, skillful invertebrates. They have a wide range of life cycle with a habitat of aquatic and terrestrial. They have soft muscular foot with a soft body covered with a mantle of hard calcareous shells. They have already divided into three: the head, foot, and visceral mass. They have complete digestive system, have a tongue named as radula. They breathe through their gills, lung, and skin. They are bilateral symmetric and triploplastic, have a body cavity. They are coelomates and excrete by kidneys, neperda. Example: snail, squid, slugs, bivalves, and octopus. They look like how? So this is the structures of typical snail. Typical snail have this structure. Phylum Echinodermata is the seventh phylum of invertebrates. They are spine-skinned invertebrates. They move using their 2 feet. They have complete digestive system with a dorsal anus, which is anus found at the back side of their body. They have 5 arms during their adult stage, but they do not have 5 arms during their young stage. They have body cavity, meaning they are coelomates. They are radial symmetric and triploplast. All are marine habitat dwellers. Exoskeleton of calcareous spines. They do have also endoskeleton of dermal plates. They use it as supplying crop plants with nutrients like calcium and nitrogen. Examples of these invertebrate members is sea urchin, starfish, asters, brittle star, sea apple, and so on. Phylum Echinodermata, how they look like: star-shaped, spiny skins. They do have 5 arms, which is true for adult stage. The last phylum of invertebrate is phylum Arthropoda. The phylum contains the most varied invertebrates on Earth and significance for ecological niches, which means that they are the largest group of invertebrates besides their number. Ecological niche. Niche means a pattern of living. They have a segmented bodies and jointed legs. They have an external exoskeleton made of chitin that prevent excessive water loss and also limits their growth. They cannot grow large size because of exoskeleton, which is made up of chitin. They have a well-developed nervous system, have a complete gut from mouth to anus. They are bilaterally symmetric and triploplastic. They have a body cavity, means that they are coelomates. The phylum of this invertebrate is divided into a number of classes, into 5 classes, based on the number of limbs, the presence of antenna, and the number of antenna, and also the number of body parts, which are class Insecta, class Crustacea, class Chilopoda, class Diplopoda, and class Arachnida. Those are the members which are invertebrate. Phylum Arthropodas have 5 class. Assume that kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, then thirdly class. So class have 5 class of this phylum Arthropoda. Let's discuss one by one. The first class is class Insecta. They live almost everywhere. They have a body divided into 3 parts: the head, thorax, and abdomen. They have 3 pairs of jointed legs on their thorax, along with 1 or 2 pairs of wings. They have a pair of antennae on their head and 1 pair of compound antennae. Example of this class is housefly, butterfly, bees, flies, mosquitoes, wasps, moths, etc. This is class Insecta. The second class of phylum Arthropoda is class Crustaceans. They are mainly aquatic. They vary in size from very small or water flies to quite large or lobsters and crabs. They have 2 body parts, which mean cephalothorax and abdomen. Cephalothorax is the head is fused or linked with the thorax. Have a top body covering called carapace. They have more than 4 pairs of jointed legs, which mean more than 8 legs. They have 2 pairs of antennae, around 4 antennas in number, and simple eyes. Examples of this class members are crab, lobster, prawn, woodlice, crayfish, water flea, barnacle, shrimp, and dapina, etc. Those are examples of class Crustaceans. The next class is class Chilopoda and class Diplopoda. Let's discuss those by having in table like compare and contrast. Chilopodas are centipedes and Diplopodas are millipedes. Centipedes have a flattened bodies, whereas millipedes have cylindrical bodies. Centipedes have brightly colored bodies, whereas millipedes have a dull colored bodies. Centipedes have a few or less segments rather than millipedes. Millipedes have more segments. Centipedes have one pair of limbs per segment. In one segment, one pair of limbs, which means that 2 limbs. And in millipedes, they have 2 pairs of limbs per segment, which means that the leg number is twice to that of centipedes. And centipedes, its number of limb is half of millipedes. Centipedes are carnivorous. They feed on other animals or they are flesh eaters. And millipedes are herbivores. They feed on only plants. They have poisonous claws for paralyzing their prey, which are centipedes. And millipedes have claws for biting and chewing plant material. This is the main compare and contrasting features of class Chilopoda and Diplopoda, which are named as centipedes and millipedes. Let's discuss the last class of phylum Arthropoda, which is class Arachnida. They are mainly terrestrial and some are aquatic. They have 2 body parts, the cephalothorax, which means the head is fused with the thorax, and the abdomen. They have no antenna. They have simple eyes. Examples of these members are spiders, ticks, scorpions, and mitre. Those are how they look like. The first one is scorpions, and the second structure of the diagrams are known as they are spiders. So spiders and scorpions are grouped under class Arachnida, phylum Arthropoda, kingdom Animalia. This is Chilopoda and Diplopoda, how they look like. Sorry for the not chronological order of the slide. The first one is centipede, the next one is millipede. Dear students, now we reach to the evaluations of the lesson. There is a classwork, so please do this question again by pausing the video. Please pause the video and do one by one. Let's read the question. The question number 1: which animal phylum is the largest in respect to number? Question number 2: list 2 classes of phylum Arthropods which have cephalothorax. List 2 classes of phylum Arthropoda which have cephalothorax. And the question number 3: earthworm is classified under phylum blank. Question number 4: name animals which have 5 arms during adult stage. This is, I think, critical questions. So let's discuss one by one, or let's answer. Question number 1: which animal phylum is the largest in respect to number? Phylum Arthropoda, last phylum of invertebrates, which are called joint-footed animals. Question number 2: list 2 classes of phylum Arthropoda which have cephalothorax. These classes are class Arachnida, which are spiders and scorpions members, and class Crustaceans, which are lobster, woodlice, and water flea. So the 2 classes of phylum Arthropoda which have cephalothorax are class Arachnida and class Crustaceans. Question number 3. Earthworm is classified under phylum blank. Phylum Annelida. And lastly, name animals which have 5 arms during adult stage. The animal is starfish, which are phylum Echinodermata or spiny-skinned invertebrates. Dear students, let's summarize the lesson. In this lesson, we are going to discuss mainly about the remaining invertebrates. The first one is phylum Annelida, which are segmented worms. They are earthworms. They have a segmented body with a closed circulatory system. They are hermaphrodites, having both sex, and also they have chaeta or a bristle-like structure for movement. They live in moist soil and water. They are used to increase soil fertility mainly, and they have true body cavity, which means they are coelomates and bilaterally symmetrical. Examples of these members are earthworms. Earthworms are segmented worms. Nextly, we discussed about phylum Mollusca, which are soft-bodied animals. These phylums are intelligent invertebrates. They are named as. They have a wide range of life cycle and have soft muscular foot with a soft body covered by a hard shell. They breathe through their gills, and they are bilaterally symmetric, and they are coelomates. Examples of these members are snail is commonly known example. Nextly, we discussed mainly about phylum Echinodermata, which are spiny-skinned animals. Phylum Echinodermata, spiny-skinned animals. They move using their 2 feet, and the adult stage have 5 arms rather than the young stage, and the young stage they do not have 5 arms or their leg. They have a body cavity. They are radially symmetric. Example, starfish. And lastly, we discussed about joint-footed animals or phylum Arthropoda. Phylum Arthropoda are the largest numbers of invertebrates. They have segmented bodies and with jointed legs. They cannot grow large size because of exoskeleton. Exoskeleton restricts or limits their growth, and they have body cavity, bilateral symmetric, and they do have well-developed nervous system. The phylum of this group is classified into 5 classes. Class Insecta is the first one, then class Crustaceans, class Arachnida, class Diplopoda, and class Chilopoda. This is all about what have been discussed in today's lesson. Nextly, there is a homework questions. Dear students, please pause the video and copy this question in your exercise book and answer one by one. Question number 1 says, the only 2 radially symmetrical animal phyla were blank and blank. Question number 2, how many limbs does millipedes? How many limbs does millipedes have? Question number 3, write the basic criteria that categorize joint-footed animals into a number of classes. What are the preconditions that categorize phylum Arthropoda or joint-footed animals into a number of classes? Dear students, please copy and do all of the homework questions given in video lecture until to end up the textbook. When class resume, homework will count. Stay home, stay safe, and save lives. Thank you for your careful consideration. Until we meet next lesson, lesson 3. Goodbye.